Hey everyone! So in this video I'm going to explain the pulmonary and systemic circuits and how blood flows through the heart. Learning how blood flows through the heart is actually a great way to learn the anatomy of the heart, because if you just take your heart model or your picture and you say the names and say, and then it goes here through this, and now it's in this chamber and it goes through this valve, by the time you're done, you know how the blood flows through the heart, and you know like 50% of the anatomy of the heart. So let's get started. So there are 4 chambers in the heart: the right atrium and the right ventricle, and the left atrium and the left ventricle. So the right atrium and ventricle work as a team to pump blood through the pulmonary circuit, which is out to the lungs to receive oxygen and back. And the left atrium and ventricle work as a team to pump blood through the systemic circuit, which is out to the body to deliver oxygen, pick up carbon dioxide, and come back. So the deoxygenated blood is entering the atrium through the superior and inferior vena cava. So that's how all of the deoxygenated blood is returning from the body. And on this model, you can also see the superior vena cava is very short. Draining into it are the right and left brachiocephalic veins, and also the azygous vein. Now, the third way that deoxygenated blood is entering the heart is through the opening of the coronary sinus. And the coronary sinus collects all of the deoxygenated blood that had been feeding the heart tissue and returns it to the heart. So once the blood gets into the right atrium, it flows through the tricuspid valve and into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then pumps the blood up and out through the pulmonary semilunar valve into the pulmonary trunk, which then divides into the left and right pulmonary arteries. So some people get very confused at this point because they think that arteries should be red, they should have oxygen, but that's not the case. The word artery just means it's a blood vessel that's moving away from the heart. So in the systemic circuit, you will have red arteries. They will be oxygenated. But in the pulmonary circuit, it's reversed. So the left and right pulmonary arteries are carrying deoxygenated blood away from the heart and to the lungs to receive oxygen. Once it gets to the lungs, gets the oxygen, it's going to return to the heart through the left and right pulmonary veins. And the left and right pulmonary veins are draining into the left atrium. The blood flows from the left atrium and through the bicuspid valve to the left ventricle. The left ventricle then pumps the blood up and out through the aortic semilunar valve, which leads into the aorta, which is the largest artery of your body. And because it's so massive, it has different regions. So the part coming up out of the heart is the ascending aorta, and then when it starts to make a little arch, it becomes the aortic arch. And you can't really see it great here, but once it comes down behind the heart, it goes through your thoracic cavity and through your abdominal cavity. So if you're a thin enough person, you might be able to like lay flat on your back and actually feel your aorta pulsing in your stomach, because it does go all the way down into your abdomen. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is just the branches coming off of the aortic arch. There's the left subclavian artery, which runs under your clavicles, your left common carotid artery, which goes up into your neck, and the brachiocephalic artery, which almost immediately splits into the right subclavian and right common carotid arteries. So there is no right or left brachiocephalic artery because there's just one.